Hello, what is up everybody? And we're back for another video, and today we're going to be doing our first round review and our second round picks. So let's get started. First up we have UConn versus Stetson. Now for that one, UConn did win, so I got that one right. Next, FAU versus Northwestern. Hold on. I chose I haven't seen or anyways. I chose Northwestern for this one. There it was. Sorry, that was probably seemed weird to you. But I chose Northwestern to beat FAU, so I'm 2 for 2 so far. Next up, San Diego State and UAB. I chose San Diego State. They also won, and so this is so, yeah, this probably seems weird to you, but I'm 3 for 3 anyways. Now we have Auburn versus Yale, and I chose Auburn to win. Yale pulled off the upset. Next, we have Duquesne versus BYU. I chose Duquesne to win. They did end up actually winning, surprisingly. Although, well, for me it wasn't surprising, but yeah. Next up, Illinois versus Morehead State. I chose Illinois to win, and the winner was, in fact, Illinois. So, I'm doing pretty good so far, I'd say. Next up, Washington State versus Drake. I chose Drake. This one, Washington State actually did win. So yeah. Washington State did win that, so that's cool. Next, Iowa State and South Dakota State. I do believe Iowa State won, so yes. So far in the East region, I only got 2 out of 8 picks wrong. That's 6 for 8 so far. That's pretty good. Next, North Carolina versus Wagner. I chose North Carolina. They won, obviously. So that it's just really good. Next, Michigan State versus Mississippi State. I chose Michigan State to win, and they did win. So that's good. Next, St. Mary's versus Grand Canyon. I chose St. Mary's, and this really messed up my bracket because, as you saw, I had them going to the Elite Eight, and they lost this game to Grand Canyon. So, gonna just put that there. And next, Alabama and Charleston. Alabama kind of let Charleston in back in the. Alabama was up by 31 at one point, ended up only winning by 13. So that could be something to look out for. But I chose them to win, and Alabama did in fact win. Next, Clemson and New Mexico. Clemson, the lone 6th seed to win their first round game this year against New Mexico as they win it. Next, Baylor and Colgate. Baylor won, of course. Dayton and Nevada now. I chose Dayton, and they made a pretty impressive comeback to end up winning. And Arizona versus Long Beach State University. I chose Arizona, and of course they won. Next, Houston versus Longwood. I chose Houston to win, and they did win. Next, Nebraska versus Texas A&M. I chose Nebraska to win, and Texas A&M destroyed them. So, hold on. A&M. So now I have Wisconsin and James Madison. I chose Wisconsin and James Madison won. So yeah. Next, Duke and Vermont. I chose Vermont to win for some reason, but Duke ended up winning by quite a bit. So yeah. Next, Texas Tech and NC State. This is where I get sort of back on track. Chose NC State to win. They did actually beat Texas Tech, so that's good. Next, probably the biggest upset, I'd say, of March Madness so far. We have Kentucky and Oakland. I chose Kentucky, and so did many other people because, I mean, Kentucky is a very good team. They're a 3 seed. They lost to Oakland. So, yeah, I'm not doing good on the South region. Next, Florida versus Colorado. I chose Florida, and Colorado did win. So, yeah. Although that was really cool. I got to go to see the end of that game. It was amazing. I thought it was going to go to overtime, and the guy made a shot, and then they shot a full court shot that almost went in. So, yeah, Florida could have won that. But next we have Marquette versus Western Kentucky. I chose Marquette, and they did have some trouble at the start, but they did end up winning. Next, Purdue versus Grambling State. I went to this game, and Purdue destroyed them, so it's another right game. Next, we have Utah State versus TCU. I chose Utah State, and they did once again. I once again am right as Utah State beats TCU. Next, Gonzaga and McNeese. I chose Gonzaga, and yes, they did win happily, so that's good, very good for me. And Kansas and Samford, it was a close one, and Kansas almost lost to Samford, but they were able to pull away and win. Next, South Carolina and Oregon. I chose South Carolina. Oregon pretty much dominated the whole game, so yeah. That's actually how my bracket busted. That was the first pick I got wrong. Next, Creighton and Akron. I chose Creighton to win, and they did end up beating Akron. Next, Texas versus Colorado State. I chose Texas. They won. Tennessee and St. Peter's final one of the first round. I chose Tennessee, and yeah, they did win. I'm going to go get a calculator real quick so I can measure my percentage. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wrong. Sorry. Probably should have been more prepared. But I got, 9 wrong? That's, 23 divided by 32, which is 72%. So I feel like the South region was really where I went wrong there. So, let's see. 72%. And 23 out of 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. 9. So now that we got that, let's get to our second round picks. So first up, UConn versus Northwestern. I'm going to choose UConn for this one. They're a 1 seed, and yeah. That's all I have to say. Next, San Diego State versus Yale. I have San Diego State winning this for us to have another rematch of last year's championship in the Sweet 16. Next, Duquesne versus Illinois. I'm going to choose Illinois on this one. Yeah. For Washington State versus Iowa State, I'm going to choose Iowa State to win this one. Next, North Carolina versus Michigan State. I'm going to choose North Carolina on this one. Next, Grand Canyon versus Alabama. I'm going to go with Alabama this time. Next, Clemson versus Baylor. I'm going to choose Baylor on this one. Next, Dayton versus Arizona. I'm going to choose Arizona for this one. Houston versus Texas A&M. For this one, I'm choosing Houston. They're the 1 seed, yeah. Next, Duke versus James Madison. Hold on, I messed up James. Yeah, Duke and James Madison. This one, I'm actually going to go with James Madison. Madison. Next, we have NC State versus Oakland. I'm going to choose NC State with this one. Next, Colorado versus Marquette. I'm choosing Marquette. Purdue and Utah State. I'm choosing Purdue for this one, of course. Next, Gonzaga and Kansas. I'm going to choose Gonzaga. Kansas has that injury to the 1 point guard. I forget his name. And they had a lot of trouble with a 13-seeded Samford, so I feel like Gonzaga should be able to pull this one out. Next, Creighton and Oregon. I'm choosing Creighton for this one. Finally, my last second-round pick is going to be Texas versus Tennessee. For this one, I'm going to have to go with Tennessee. Sorry. I'm getting... Then Tennessee, I'm going to choose them. So that's it for my first round review and second round picks. I hope you liked the video. Please consider liking and subscribing. It would help. Sorry for this glare the whole video. It's morning time, so yeah. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Peace out and eat more chicken. Bye-bye.